Hi guys. Firstly, God, it's hot here in the UK. Woo, how is it in your country? We're having a heat wave. It's incredible, but we're not used to it. We don't have things like this. We're not set up for it. We don't have things like aircon. You know, we're used to sort of too many seasons in one day to have one constant day where it's hot. We know we're going to get a thunderstorm tonight though, so that's what will happen to us. Secondly, I want to give a shout out to Helen Schaffer and Martin Dean, both who are brilliant YouTubers as far as I'm concerned. They protect the community, they are heartfelt, they're honest, and I always believe in a person who says who they are, the picture is them, the opinions are theirs, they're not hiding anything, and that's a person that I trust. These are the people that I respect. People who hide behind other pictures, hide behind other names, and just come forward purely to abuse others. They come across so badly, and I'm not sure they're aware that they know. How can you come across well like that? Why would you do that? Anyway, so that's my second point. Third point is, why would you do that? I had a hilarious trolling tonight, and it did actually make me laugh because evidently this person is quite unwell. They said, I think it was the opening gambit was, please may I politely ask you to. Okay, I was like, okay. Please may I politely ask you to. Basically, then went into a diatribe of, again, how I look, yawn, what I'm doing, that I'm diabolical, that, quote, I remind them of a lizard once that died behind their door and they found ages later dried up. And this person then said, and then you can kind of work that one out. I was like, oh, thanks for that. What do they mean, that I look like a dried up lizard? Yeah. So, you know. And then they said that out of all the diabolical things you do on YouTube, you see, I would say bandying the word diabolical around kind of lessens diabolical. Diabolical is what Chris Watts did. On a minuscule level compared to that, I would say diabolical in its basest form is scamming people out of money, lying about people, abusing the family of the very people that you're making money out of, creating absolute mayhem on a social platform, and trying to shut down as many people as possible on a tiny little diabolical scale. I would say that's on there. Speaking up against a person trying to scam people out of money on YouTube and abuse the family they're making money out of and trying to get other creators shut down, I would say that's probably not diabolical. I'm just going to put that out there. But thanks, though. And thanks for the lizard comment. And what's brilliant is at the end, this person said, oh, this language is not my first language, so excuse any typos. And it's brilliant because her grammar, her grammar, was better than any other troll that I'd had. So this person was evidently trying to be French, and actually, in doing so, had better grammar than most other people who write nasty comments. My next point is, why? If you don't like the way I look, you don't have to watch me. Why does the way I look affect you so much, French person trying to be French who thinks I look like a lizard? And it's, again, I've said this before, it's such a weak-willed, self-evidently jealous, envious, screwed up, vinegar tits person that writes this kind of stuff. And if you're that bitter, then come forwards and create about it. Step onto the platform and create. Or speak to someone about it, have an open dialogue. So when I ask you, what makes you think that? Another person wrote today, oh, you're evidently so lonely, and I'll leave you to guess why. And it just makes me laugh because it's saying nothing. It's saying nothing. So I open the dialogue and say, what makes you think that? What makes you think that I'm I'm terribly lonely, and that I should fill in that blank. Tumbleweeds. Because this person doesn't want to open a dialogue. They just want to have their way. They come onto YouTube, create an account to abuse because they have nothing else to say, nothing else to add. But yet I'm the lonely one. Who knows? YouTube attracts all sorts, right? And they also accuse me of lusting after someone. I'm not lusting after anyone. You don't know what my sexuality is. You don't know whether I'm into men or women or what. And also, again, why is it your business? Why is it your business? None of them come on and say what I'm talking about. So open the dialogue with me. If you don't like what I'm saying, say that. Open the dialogue with me. But this constant, and other female creators get it as well, constant, just general, vague abuse about our appearance is absolutely pointless. Makes the person making the comment look like an idiot, and also it's not read on the public platform because most creators have moderators now, so everything is going to go back for review before it's even out there, so I probably won't even get to see it. So I don't see the point in doing it. And I got a feeling I know where this is coming from, and everyone knows how I feel about AD, Alan Winnecombe, who I know is still haranguing people on his latest platform, saying that now they've got to go to the £10 tier and all this kind of stuff, basically just harassing his fans, subs, wherever you want to call them, to keep the money coming in, to go on to Patreon, and the anger is coming forth. Because, of course, with a narcissistic person like that, if people don't do what they want, the only thing they can do is get incredibly aggressive and angry. It's all they've got left, right? And the same goes with weak trolls. They've got nothing there, so the only thing that they can do is dredge up the easiest thing. It's not creative, it's just easy. And evidently in their past, they've probably had that done to them. So, everyone has their own demons. But getting on to AD's sort of cohorts, I used to kind of feel sorry for them that they were involved with Alan. But now they seem to have stepped up and are becoming like him. And this woman, this doctor, I was thinking recently, okay, how is she ever going to live it down? So it's quite clear that she was the insider this, another insider, a doctor, Emma Rose, this person, that person. It's very clear because you can hear by her voice. And then I wonder what else she was. And the things that she said, how are you ever going to live this down and try and go into a profession? Because everyone will know that everything you said on a public platform was a complete lie. And like I said, your digital footprint, what you do on social media, will follow you forever and ever and ever. Which is why I don't see the point in lying or creating another character to say something. Why would anyone do that? I'm sure people have their reasons, but I don't have another alt. I've never created one. I don't see the point. Because I've got my face out here. What would be the point? I'm saying what I want to say. I've made a choice to come out and say what I want to say. I don't have things that I want to abuse people about. Obviously, I'm talking about things that I don't agree with Alan Winnecombe and this woman. This woman who claims to be have all these credentials and stuff, it's not real, it's not true. And I'm just standing up for that and saying that it's not good. You can't go around life creating falsity, creating lies, abusing others. Because it will find you in the end, right? So therefore, what's the point in creating lies? Because then for the rest of your life, you're wedded to that lie. And it eats you up, it will eat you up, unless unless, of course, you're a narcissist and you lack many of the traits that make us human beings. Empathy, consequence, responsibility. You lack, I guess, what we would call heart. So this is why I'm speaking up about that, because it fascinates me that there is still this massive drive with AD and his cohorts and those around him to keep pushing. We won't stop. We're going to go further and further for money and power and to see how far we can go. And that's all I'm doing. I'm just speaking up for the fact that I don't agree with that on so many levels. But I'm speaking up because I respect the Rusek family. I can't understand how anyone could say any of the things that they've said about the Rusek family. I don't understand it. If anything, they deserve our utmost respect, no matter what. I can't imagine, and God, I hope I don't have to imagine that happening. Losing so many people so unexpectedly. And then to have to turn around every single direction you go, and you've got some know-it-all saying this, someone raking in the money there, pretending to be so-and-so there, pretending to be a friend there, saying this because they are pretending to be close to you, saying this because they are pretending that they know this about you. It must be horrific. And I just don't understand. So if anyone has said anything or knows anyone who's said anything and kind of took it back or didn't mean it or said it for a certain reason, get in contact with me, leave me a comment below, because I'm trying to find out how this community is built. How did things get this bad on YouTube, guys? How did lying and cheating and falsifying and abusing get an esteemable thing to do? And there's a kind of two prongs here, because the first one is what's happening with AD and this narrative, and the other one is the people in this community, the zombies that sort of come out and only come out to try and harm other people. What's that about? I'm not sure I'll ever know, but I just kind of like to talk about it because I love to hear about your ideas, and because this is a true crime community, and for me, in my opinion, lying and cheating and falsifying information to gain money to the extent that Alan Winnecombe has is bordering on criminal. He definitely has criminal behavior, criminal tendencies, and whether you agree with this or not, if you look at everything that he's done and then you look at other people that do that, it's a very fine line, isn't it? A very, very fine line. And every time I talk, I kind of am aware, it's really weird, of the trolls going, oh, she looks like a dead lizard. You know, but I guess everyone does. You start creating something and people start watching you, and then other people start watching you, and then they don't like you, they don't like what you're saying. So rather than just not watching you, they'll, even if you're not doing any harm to anyone, I'm not monetized, I've said this before, I'm only on here because I've hated what's happened to YouTube with Alan Winnecombe. I have hated every single moment of it. And so the zombies come out, and then they start attacking me, normally for my looks. And it happens to Helen, it happens to everyone else as well. It's not just me. You know, and this person who said that I like a dying dead lizard, shriveled dead lizard, did a massive, massive message Massive message. And in it, she said, oh, if you were chocolate, you'd lick yourself. And then she said, oh, you need a sugar orgasm. Why don't you eat some sugar? I don't even remember what the message was, because at that point I was like, well, this is a person, I don't know, talking to me about orgasms and sugar, and then talking about sexuality, and ooh, it all got very, very weird, very, very wrong. And that's when I step away and I block that person because I don't want any of that on my channel, guys. I'm just out here speaking up because I don't believe that innocent people sitting at home should be lining the pockets of Alan Winnecombe or this other woman who claims to be a doctor. That's all. Have a great day, guys, and let me know how the weather is in your part of the world. Bye-bye.